Hey guys, last week we started a new series called Illusions. And in this series, we're talking about wisdom. We said that for a lot of us, life can seem like a series of illusions, and illusions are great if you know the secret to them. So we said last week that the secret to navigating through life and stripping away all of the illusions is wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge plus experience. It's not simply knowledge and it's not simply experience. So we said that wisdom comes hand in hand with humility, and that humility comes from integrity. So if wisdom is both knowledge and experience, then what we talked about last week is kind of real heavy on the knowledge side. And when you make the decision to live with integrity, what you ultimately say is, this is who I am, and I don't know everything. I don't know it all. By saying that, you're admitting that you need to gain knowledge. But what about the other side of wisdom? What about the experience side? How do we gain wisdom through our experience without the typical crap, I messed up, better learn from that experience kind of situation? When I was a teenager, I had the privilege of having a mother who would teach me stuff, but then would kind of let me, or in some cases make me, make my own decisions. And here's what I discovered. When I deep down want to make an unwise choice, and I know it's an unwise choice, I will fight for my right to be able to make it on my own. Now, when I want to make a wise choice, I tend to be a little gun shy. Wise decisions are harder to make, and a lot of time, even though we know what the wise choice is, we have the knowledge, we will choose to be unwise because it's easier. Or worse than that, sometimes we just freeze and we don't make a decision at all. So last week we said that the book of Proverbs is a documented conversation from the wisest man in the world who ever lived, King Solomon, to his son Lemuel. And when Solomon starts this conversation, he really lays out to Lemuel what the purpose of wisdom really is. Look at it with me in Proverbs 1:1-5. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. So, did you catch all those verbs? Check it out. It says gaining wisdom and instruction, understanding insight, receiving instruction. In other words, Solomon's saying, I'm not talking just to talk, but I'm talking so that you know how to have, and he goes on, prudent behavior, which means you think before you act, which is a big deal for most of us. You do what is right, just, and fair. You continue to give prudence, which is give wisdom to others, and add to your learning. Solomon from the get-go lets us know that wisdom is about gaining knowledge, and then when the decision comes up that we need to make, we access that knowledge and use it. In other words, wisdom, wise people, they do something. So wise people do something. That's the tough thing about wisdom. It's hard to access the knowledge that you've learned so that you can apply it at the right time. But Solomon says that's the whole deal. You have to do something with your knowledge. That's the wise thing to do. And the way wisdom works is, ironically, the more you apply what you already have, the more you gain. So here's my question to you. What do you do with the knowledge that you gain? Do you file it away? Do you forget about it? Do you talk about it a lot to other people but never really apply it to yourself? That's typical. Listen, you and I don't usually make unwise decisions because we don't know better. Sometimes that's true, but most of the time it's because we don't apply what we already know or what we've learned. Wise people do something with the stuff that they've learned. And when a tough choice comes up, they don't just get sucked into the illusion. They apply what they learned. My question is that what you do?